the Prime Fitness hybrid leg extension. This is a great movement to target the quadriceps. We can target them through all the range of motion, of course, with the Smart Cam. If we want to make this heavy at the bottom or more in the stretch position, we're going to put that on 3. If we want it heavy through the middle, we'll put it on the 1. And if we want it heavy towards the top or the short contracted position, we're going to have that on a 2. Okay, so a few adjustments to run through. We have this back pad that moves forward and back, okay? We have this shin pad that also moves up and down, all right? And then we also have this thing that rotates around, and you will essentially put this back into this position, right, to start your movement, okay? And then to get out of it, just move it up and you can climb out, okay? So something to keep an eye on. Also, again, here's this green axis of rotation. We want our knee joint to be aligned with this. So if I'm to come in and sit down, first thing I want to look at is, does my knee align with this rotation? And yes, it does. So I know I'm set up properly. If it does not, you can pull this lever here. This moves the seat back and forward. Okay, so you'll just adjust that to where you need to be in a position to where you match that rotation, okay? Next up, we have this shin pad that moves up and down. We just want this to fit comfortably on the front of your leg, above the ankle, so somewhere in there, wherever's comfortable for you. Next up, I've got my cam set, so the only thing I need to do then to get into place to start my rep is to bring this all the way back down. All right, so we're kind of smashing our, think about bringing our heels towards our butt. So we're getting some knee flexion here, okay? So as far as executing the movement, the biggest thing is to pull yourself down into the seat. We want to keep our hips down on the seat, not doing this through our movement, because that is going to limit our output, right? We're creating some instability at that point. So I climb into the machine, I get set up, I'm ready to do my rep. I'm going to grab these handles and I'm going to pull myself down super hard. And from there, I dorsiflex my feet, bring my toes towards my shins, all right? That's going to create some tension in the tibialis muscles on the front side of your leg that are going to help stabilize the knee a little bit better, okay? So once I have all of that down, all right, I'm just going to think about knee extension. So now it's full range of motion up top. I get that fully shortened quadricep. I have this one set on a 2 right now, which means it's heavy at the top. So I want to make sure I get that full range of motion up top. I don't want to stop short and cut out the best part of the movement, okay? So maintain those hips on the pad and really drive into knee extension. When you're done, you can pull this knob here and then you can rotate the shin pad upwards and now allow you to get out of the machine. So we know that the regular leg extension will work the quadriceps, but there's one quadricep that is biarticular and crosses the hip and knee joint. So we need a special setup just to target that one, okay? So to get a fully lengthened rec fem, we need some hip extension and we need knee flexion. So to get hip extension, we need to kind of be leaning backwards or reclined, right? So to get this set up that way, what I'm going to do is set this seat all the way back, okay? And here at Next Gen, we have these pads that we can use. So we'll sit one flat like that. One goes directly on top like that. And then the other one fits right on top there. So we basically have 2 lying flat and then 1 up higher. So this is going to elevate our hips a little bit and allow us to lean back more into hip extension, okay? So another thing we have at Next Gen to get a little bit knee flexion at the bottom is we're going to utilize this on the shin pad. So you see that we're going to get 2 to 3 more inches of range of motion in the bottom, which means more knee flexion, okay? And remember, to get that fully lengthened rec fem, we need hip extension and the most knee flexion we can get, okay? So since I am targeting, I want to target a lengthened rec fem here, I'm going to set this up to where it's going to be lengthened overloaded or heavy at the bottom, which is our 3 setting. Okay, so to get set up here, I'm going to climb into the machine just as I normally would. Okay, again, knees are going to be in line with the axis of rotation. I'm going to take this pad, which fits perfectly right around this shin pad. Okay, so now I'm going to have a bit more range of motion at the bottom. So to get in and actually get that full range of motion, you're going to have to be a little bit aggressive with pushing this down all the way. Okay, so I want to try to get this all the way back on this last hole. So I'm going to pull that pin and I'm really going to jam it down in there. So now I've got as much knee flexion as I can get with this machine and the pad together. Okay, so from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now lean back. So now I'm getting some hip extension, right? So if this is hip flexion, right, where our thigh is coming closer to our torso, hip extension is going to be the opposite, okay? Thigh away from torso. All right, so now I'm in a pretty good spot where I have some knee flexion and hip extension. From there, I'm going to grab these handles, okay? I'm going to pull myself down hard into the seat, and from there I'm just going to execute the movement like I normally would a leg extension. So this one will be super heavy at the bottom, so you're going to have to overcome some load there. It's going to seem really heavy, but once you break through that, it'll get easier as you go up. So to perform my movement, there, come back down. We want to make sure that we get all the way back down for that max knee flexion and then back up, all right? We don't want to stop in the mid-range and miss out on the best portion of the exercise. Okay, so come all the way back to knee flexion and drive up, okay? And when you're done, you go pop back up, pull the pin, bring this back up, and then this comes right off, and that's that.